Hello, Year 10. Welcome to Thursday's lesson. So, we're continuing to think about Language Paper 1. We're going to look at question 2 again today. I'm going to need you to have a pen, your English exercise book or something to write in, and your copy of the extract that we've been looking at. So, if you can get those things now, please. Thank you. I'd say that extract is on Show My Homework. It's available at the end of the document with all your lessons on for the week. So we're going to have a look back at our question 2 that we tried last week, and I'm just going to model for you how I want you to do the paragraphs. On Friday, tomorrow, I'm going to set you on Show My Homework a different paper 1, question 1 and 2. So the work we did yesterday and the work we do today will hopefully help you do very well with that. And it's tomorrow's task that I want you to submit. So, if we remember last time, we said the language paper is harder than the literature papers because we don't know these texts before we get them. But we can definitely do it. What we did, we went through our extract in full last time, and we thought about not just what the words that are linked to the environment and the plants and so on are, but what those words are telling us, what those words are doing. And we started to highlight and annotate this piece around the extract. So if you remember, we took these words like sunlight and darkness and said what those things mean. Darkness comes to replace the sunlight, which could tell us something bad is about to happen. Okay, and in our planning, we thought about the environment in our own words, and there's a lot going on here that is to do with unpredictability. Now, the question that we used last time, how does the writer use language to describe the environment that the characters are in? What we want to do is think about the words that are used to describe the environment, but really go into depth and detail when we talk about what that evidence tells us. So in many ways, what we're doing is similar to the work we do in literature questions. We take words that authors have used and we see what the impact of these words are. All right? And what we're going to do, or what we did, is plan 3 paragraphs, one from the beginning, one from the middle, and one from the end, where we talk about what the writer is doing, how the writer is using language to describe the environment that the characters are in. So I am going to do basically a first paragraph here, okay? And very similar to the way you did at home. I'm just going to start my first paragraph using ideas and evidence from the start of the extract. And I want to show you what your paragraphs should look like. Okay, we're ultimately going to do 3, but I'm going to show you what my first paragraph of this essay is going to look like. You can then have a look back at the work you did last week and redraft one of your own paragraphs. So if we go back to the extract at the beginning, Simon turned away from them and went where the just perceptible path led him. Now, we can say that this is interesting, right? The fact that the path is just perceptible. Perceptible means we can see it, but we can only just see it. So that creates a sense of mystery. I'm just going to change that to my red pen, right? There's something mysterious going on there if it's just perceptible. If we left that out, then there isn't that sense of mystery. So these words are adding something to our understanding, okay? The just perceptible path. Soon, high jungle closed in. That's doing something as well. Tall trunks bore unexpected pale flowers all the way up to the dark canopy, a reference to darkness, where life went on clamorously. The air here was dark too, and the creepers dropped their ropes like the rigging of foundered ships. His feet left prints in the soft soil, and the creepers shivered throughout their lengths when he bumped them. So my first paragraph is going to be taken from here, from the start of the extract. How does the writer use language to describe the environment? Well, the environment is, as we said, dangerous, unpredictable, mysterious. There's a sense that something bad is going to happen. Okay? So I could talk about the mystery of the path. I could talk about the darkness of the canopy. I could talk about the creepers shivering. I'm going to talk about that. So my first paragraph is going to look something like this. How does the writer use language to describe the environment that the characters are in? I'm going to say, well, my point is going to be from the beginning of the extract, the writer creates a sense of mystery and an atmosphere of foreboding. Now that's a word that means something bad is about to happen. If we look back at the example paragraph, the writer presents the environment as unpredictable when he tells us that darkness comes to replace the sunlight, right? So I need to then get some evidence in. When the writer describes the creepers as shivering, and let's just make sure we get this right, as Simon bumps them, okay? As Simon, the main character, bumps into them, it is as if the jungle has come to life. Now, what do we call it when something that isn't a person is described as having human qualities? I'm hoping that I can hear you all shouting, "That's personification, sir." So we can say this personification, spelt correctly, allows us to imagine that something dreadful might be about to happen. Shivering suggests fear, and this adds to a sense of mystery created when the writer described a just perceptible path. Now, that's quite a short paragraph, but there's two pieces of evidence in there, and it's all taken from paragraph 1. The language, shivering, is used to describe this place, and this place feels like something bad is going to happen. It feels mysterious, it feels slightly sinister. And those words shivering and just perceptible suggest that. We can't really see where the path is going. And as you bump, the plants are described as shivering. So that would be my first paragraph. My second paragraph, I would take evidence from further through the text. I might look at, see if I can get anything from here. or here. And see, as the text develops, as the extract progresses, this happens. Okay, so I have used evidence, right? I have talked about the impact of that evidence, right? This personification allows us to imagine that something dreadful might be about to happen. This adds to the sense of mystery. I've said how it does that, because shivering suggests fear. Okay? Now, when we do our literature paragraphs, we begin by making a point, which I've done up here. I then include some evidence, and I say what that evidence suggests. So I've done all those things here. What we're doing when we're answering language question 2 is effectively doing 3 very short versions of the kind of paragraphs we write when we analyse literature. Remember, we only have 10 minutes in the exam to write these 3 paragraphs, so they're not going to be as long as the paragraphs that we write in our essays, but they do have to do a similar job. So, your task today, I want you to look at the work you did last week and have a look at your paragraphs and just check, compare them to the paragraph I've just written here. And I want you to, if you feel you need to, redraft one of them. Now, tomorrow, there's going to be a piece of work that you need to submit. All right, and the piece of work you need to submit tomorrow is going to be a full paper 1, question 1 and 2 about a completely different extract. So hopefully what we've done today allows you to see how we can select evidence to use in our paragraphs and what we do with that evidence when we write our paragraphs. Okay? So I want you to redraft any work that you did last week that you feel isn't up to standard. Recap on all the things that we need to do when we answer question 2, because we're going to be doing a full question 1 and 2 in tomorrow's lesson. Okay. Good luck with that, and I will see you next week.